Colombia.
So
Colombia.
there's been some videos I've been seeing in Colombia about some protesters. I saw one of a guy getting tased. You got one right here. Some I don't know if they're protesters, people, period, but they're protesters, I'm going to say, running from cops. And then you got some more down here going on. Cops on bikes. They stop and they start getting violent with these people.
I'm in Nigeria.
Dude, lately I feel like every country on the planet has just been rioting.
Mm-hmm.
And then here's
like everyone's just been on it.
And then here's this vote thing right here. So pretty much, give a quick summary of it. A controversial tax reform proposed by President Ivan Duque's government has triggered strikes and mobilizations across the country. Duque's tax reform would have raised taxes for many individuals and imposed a VAT tax, value-added tax, on several public services in order to raise $6.78 billion to combat the national debt. Anger has exploded against the VAT tax in particular, which would dig deep into the pockets of millions of poor and working-class people across the country. The proposed tax reform comes at a time when Colombia is experiencing surging coronavirus cases and deaths, and the government has imposed new lockdowns. The working class has been hit especially hard by the... That's honestly a good point, though, personally. Like, if you have lockdowns going on and you then raise taxes, how do you expect these people to pay the tax?
It's funny, the law logistics only work one way.
Imposed new law. The working class has been hit especially hard by the pandemic. The Colombian economy shrunk by 6.8% in 2020, and almost 3.6 million Colombians were pushed below the poverty line. Jeez. And you put a slow vaccination campaign, and the Colombian government's efforts to prioritize businesses and capitalist profits have exacerbated these conditions. Protests flooded the streets in major towns and cities across. It just goes more into it. And pretty much 26 people have already died. I've seen some clips of like some aggressive policing going on. And just like things are getting crazy around the world, man.
Oh, so it's the VAT tax. What did they say it was specifically on again? I know it's like the lower class people, but did they say like what it's going to be on? Like if it's like on gas, if it's on food?
They've already withdrawn
it.
Sunday, President announced that he was withdrawing the tax reform law. Okay. In a video, he said, "I am asking Congress to withdraw the law proposed by the Finance Ministry and urgently process a new law that is the fruit of consensus in order to avoid financial uncertainty." However, while he claimed that the higher taxes on wealthy Colombians were necessary, he also said that further austerity measures were... Is that right? Austerity measures would be needed to tackle the current crisis. Finance Minister Alberto... Oh, man. Carrasquilla? Oh, man, I'm sorry. I butchered that.
It's a yes sound. Yeah, Carrasquilla.
Carrasquilla?
Yeah.
There we go.
Hey,
also resigned on Monday evening due to the strength of the protest. Dang. However, these concessions weren't enough to get people off the streets.
Yeah, I bet you he like filed it and was like, "Yeah, it'll be good." And then he turned on the TV and he was like, "Oh shit.
Damn.
We gotta fucking change that shit."
Well, I quit. That's exactly what the fuck I would have did. Man, honestly speaking, this is going on all around the world, dog. It's showing I think it's just showing that governments all around the world haven't had their citizens' best interests this whole time. And so, like, yeah, there's
term limits.
Yes, sir.
Well, they're also struggling, man. Everybody's trying to turn on the economy and rev it up, but like if you don't have the resources to do it, if you don't have the vaccine programs or whatever you need to do, or you spread the virus too much, it's hard to turn it back on and get everybody back to work.
And then you want to arrest
these guys
people.
Are like,
they gotta pay for bail, pay for bond, like.
Yeah, they're just gonna spread the virus a little bit more, and like I'm still curious about like what exactly they were going to VAT, because as far as VAT, from what I've heard from value added taxes, like it's like a European thing and it's kind of spread out to the rest of the world. The way I've always seen it done is like online goods. Like if you buy something like online, they'll charge you an extra bit because you were using like, you know, their region services and all that stuff like that on the internet. And so they're just like, well, here's our little cut for, I don't know, buying something in Spain.
Yeah, I try to say in the article, but it just says public services. I'm not sure, like, if it's
that's
like
fucked
bus.
up though. Like if they raise bus prices or they raise fucking like all that shit, and they're already poor and dying, trying to get to the fucking like whatever jobs they
rely
can
on those
keep.
Public services. Yeah. But the same token too, like if there's a lockdown going on, are they even using these public services?
They should be. I mean, there's essential workers.
It depends what the services are.
It depends on what jobs people at this point are willing to risk their life. Because the other thing you have to think about too is like, say a Target in Colombia, whatever the brand would be, or in Colombia for Target. They still want to stay in business. Like I'm sure they have like companies in other places, and they're willing to stay in business, and as long as people are willing to work it. And at some point, because things are so long now, a year into the virus, some of these people are just like, you know what? I'm 22. I can survive it. I'm gonna work it. And I'm gonna take my chances. And so people are still gonna be using this, but those people are still taking a risk. And then to add on to it, like, oh, you're taking a risk for the benefit of yourself. Fuck you. Pay some more taxes.
But
Like
the
I
benefit is
don't blame
not
them for
just to
getting so
them though.
upset. You know.
Benefits of the government too though, and paying taxes on your wages.
And like you said, for the purpose of paying off the debt, like right here, to pay off a 6.8 billion national debt.
To-
It's not. I don't know if that's a total debt, but they at least want to get that much to combat the national debt.
I wonder to who that debt is.
My question is, Colombia doesn't have a drug lord that has that much money. They
Oh,
could
that dude doesn't
crack
pay taxes, man. I guarantee you.
Oh, for sure.
like they could crack down on drugs.
Also, if that dude was to make a move and be like, "I'll give you the 6.78
He
billion,"
owned the country.
exactly, and then there you go. That's it. You just basically sold the country to a man.
Man, that would be terrifying.
Yeah, that would be fucking crazy.
Probably wouldn't be the first time either.
Yo, so thanks for watching a clip of FDT. If you like what you heard, be sure to subscribe, like the clip, leave a comment, and check out our page for more content. Tune into full episodes of FDT released every Friday on Podbean, iTunes, and Spotify. Peace.